talk about is something that, like, Sahil and I have had this conversation many times, is about how you use space. Like, in the verses, the lines are 4 and 3 syllables. I mean, come on. That's amazing. And then, basically you have short phrases, space, short phrases, space, short phrases, space, and then some really fast words for contrast. Yeah. And then when you go to the bridge, you have long, flowy words that aren't the same as the short phrases with the space, right?
Yeah.
So there's contrast all the way through the song. Can you talk about, like, what that's all about?
Well, I mean, that was all on purpose. We wrote that chorus before we wrote anything else. And, I mean, that's sort of one of my main things I try to make sure happens in a song is, like, if that chorus is going to be wordy and phrasy, give me something else so that I'm not exhausted. Like, if my verse said too much for that song, to me, as a listener, I would be worn out by the time that chorus came there. And it also made it so that chorus doesn't have to be super duper rangy, which it's not. Because
such a good point, right? Because the
yeah.
energy's there through the speed of the words and the phrasing.
Yeah, because what you want your song to do is have dynamic. That's the goal. And people sort of think that, or at least they used to, think that had to mean range. It means your chorus has to be really high if you want it to be dynamic. And it really doesn't. And in this market, it's better if it's not, because most country singers, particularly guys, are not super rangy singers. So we really wanted it to breathe in those verses, and you know, that chorus doesn't necessarily feel as emotional as the song is, so we wanted to sell the emotion in the verses, and then the bridge was a new opportunity to do something else too, so we said, well, let's straighten it out a little bit, let it do a little bit more of that. And so I mean, all of those things were on purpose.
Yes, exactly. Just so beautifully crafted. And so, if you had a chorus that was more spacious, you might have verses that might be more.
Go the other way. You can, I mean, you can flip that same formula, and your verses, I mean, beaching, wordy, wordy, talky, talky, and then your chorus is just na na.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's sort of the flipped version of that.
Do you have that one? Beaching?
No.
Okay. Anybody have beaching?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
No.
He's ready to come too.
Too many times today?
No, I have a question. When somebody like in town refers you to somebody like one of us lucky bastards in here get in the room with you to write, usually like I know as a courtesy, a lot of times you guys will take the write for the first time, but what for you, I guess, would, like, if you're writing with somebody that's in the room with you, they're writing up with you, like usually we'll set a trigger like, okay, this is going to, let's see what we can write, to I'm just fulfilling my obligation and then I'm done. And also what also for you would get that person back in the door to write another song with you?
Well, I mean, my goal is always a hit song. Like if I'm writing with the biggest writer or the smallest writer, because it's of no benefit to me to write a bad song. So I mean, I wouldn't phone it in, but you have to, as a writer, either you added a lot to the write and you made the song better, or you're a big writer and your relationship adds to the chances of me getting that song cut. So one of those two things has to happen. So if you're coming in without the clout to get it cut, then I would hope that, like, you know, you blew me away and like it was awesome. And, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?